found this piece. They kind of gave this piece of information to, I don't know if it was Betty or Barney, whatever. They said they came from some place called Zeta Reticuli, and this is why it's kind of stereotypically the Greys, they're kind of associated with this Zeta Reticuli star system, whatever. It's because of this Betty and Barney Hill case, this Betty and Barney Hill abduction case. That's where this piece of information came from, that these grey aliens are from some place called Zeta Reticuli. They come from this place called Zeta Reticuli, which is in some, I don't know, it's a star system, and and they showed Betty, or I don't know if it was Barney or Betty, the black guy or the white woman or whatever, they showed them this type of map of their star system, their home star system, and whatever, blah blah blah. And I don't know what else Betty and Barney Hill, I don't know what else they found. I don't know what else they were kind of shown in this when they were taken up by this ship. But whatever, but they were kind of dropped down again. They were dropped off again, dropped back down, and whatever. And then they just went on to live their normal lives. Of course, they did talk about this encounter. Otherwise, we wouldn't even know about it, right? They did talk about how they were abducted by these supposed grey extraterrestrials, whatever. And and Barney, I don't know if it was Barney or if it was Betty or whatever and stuff. He drew. I don't know if it was the white woman or the black guy, Betty and Barney, or I don't know who, but one of them drew kind of from memory, drew like a map of the Zeta Reticuli star system from memory and stuff. Drew a map, often based off of their whatever they remembered of the Zeta Reticuli star system. That's very interesting. Because the map that they drew is kind of very interesting. Because if it's true, right, if these creatures came from this kind of type of star system, right, it'll be very interesting. And Betty and Barney Hill kind of, they're also another interesting. I didn't know. Interesting case study for you to research about. Yeah, so that's like, those are three names I've already kind of covered and mentioned so far. Right, not Betty, Phil Schneider. Right, if you want to fully be convinced that aliens are real, I would advise you to kind of look up and research about someone called Phil Schneider. He would fully convince you that there are like aliens on this planet, right? Whatever. Another person I would kind of advise you to kind of research about would be, of course, Travis Watson. A little bit more famous and popular. Another person, of course, or people, well, not really necessarily one person, but a couple that was kind of abducted and stuff. But yeah, Betty and Barney Hill, you should kind of research about what happened to them as well. Yeah, these grey aliens are they're associated with a lot of different abduction cases. A lot of different people kind of talked about how they were kind of, abducted, and I don't know, I guess they were kind of, I don't know, taken up into some type of flying saucer or by these grey aliens. They're like probably one of the most popular like types of species that have been kind of interacting with us on Earth. Of course, again, the Phil Schneider case is it's like probably one of the most convincing case studies that would really make you believe that there are aliens on Earth. The Phil Schneider, if you kind of study someone called, study the life history, the biography of someone called Phil Schneider, you'll be kind of fully convinced that there are aliens on Earth. Of course, not just Phil Schneider, again, Travis Watson, Betty and Barney, countless other examples. If you go on YouTube, right, and if you kind of look up and research someone called Ivan 0135, so that's the Russian, if you kind of type in this Russian name, Ivan, So it's IVAN and 0135. You'll be able to find like some type of video footage of these gray aliens. Ooh, my camera just quickly turned off because I don't know, because it was too, I guess the GoPro kept getting kind of like exposed to a lot of different sun rays and stuff, and it kind of was heating up, and so the camera switched off. Anyway, right, what was I talking about? Phil Schneider, yeah, Phil Schneider, Travis Watson, Eddie and Barney Hill. If you kind of go on any social media platform, any video platform, right, and you kind of research about these people, you'll be fully convinced that there are aliens on this planet. Yes. And oh yeah, I was also talking about something called Ivan 0135. Yeah, Ivan, the Russian name Ivan. So that'll be IAV. No, it'll be, yeah, IVAN. Yeah, that's IVAN and then 0135. If you, especially YouTube, if you kind of go on YouTube, you should find this kind of like account, this YouTube account that was made by this Russian guy called Ivan 0135, and you should find like some video footage of the gray aliens, like these supposed gray aliens, because they were also interacting with the Russian Empire, the Russian nation, whatever. The KGB, which is kind of like the CIA, it's kind of like this. It's the look at that up there, craned up. The KGB, wherever, they kind of recorded some video footage of these gray aliens. They captured them, and you know, if you type in the Russian name Ivan 0135, you know, so that will be IVAN 0135. Again, type this into YouTube. You'll be able to come across video footage of the gray aliens. It's kind of very interesting, because if you go on these on the videos that this guy called Ivan 0135 uploaded, right, if you kind of check out a lot of the different videos that he's posted, right, they're very interesting. You'll be able to kind of see a stereotypical gray alien. You'll be able to kind of see the stereotypical gray alien, and in these like videos that he's uploaded, the gray aliens, they're the stereotypical gray aliens, right? They're humanoids. They essentially look like smaller versions of us with larger heads, bulbous eyes. They don't really have our facial features. They don't really have any of our facial features, right? It's kind of like they look like essentially kind of like very like, they're like gray, hairless, you know the gray aliens. They're humanoids. They have our like body shapes and structures and proportions, but they're a lot more neotenous, a lot more smaller, a lot more infant-like, which is very interesting. These gray aliens, they're associated with so many different abduction cases. It kind of really makes you wonder, right, like, well, how long have they been kind of like influencing us? How long have they been interacting with us? Like, why are they even on Earth and stuff? Right? Actually, because Ivan 0135. If you go onto his videos and you carefully analyze the video footage, and you carefully kind of analyze the anatomy of these gray aliens, they look like us. Well, what's also interesting is they have, like, in this YouTuber, the Russian YouTuber called Ivan 0135, these gray aliens, they only have 3 fingers and stuff. They only have 3 fingers, which is kind of interesting, because if you go on this Russian YouTuber, whatever, he's called Ivan 0135, he shows you like KGB footage of these gray aliens, whatever. What's interesting is that they have only 3 fingers. That's like something very interesting. 3 fingers. They don't just, because I say humanoid, you think that they have like the same type of hands as us, which is kind of, no, they have 3 fingers, or maybe, I don't know if it was 4 or 3. That's very interesting. I haven't really, there's no like pictures of their feet, because in like this KGB footage from this YouTuber called Russian YouTuber called